are on the floor. We're just about ready for the tip-off between the Snider Panthers and the Carroll Chargers. In the center circle is Gavin Fisher for Carroll, jumping it up against Hank Pascal. And Fisher is, Brody Fisher. He's a 6'6" senior. Tip is won by Snider, but a pass into the post is stolen away by Brody Fisher. So Carroll with the ball in their front court. They'll work around the perimeter. They go down low to Fisher. He posts up on Pascal, kicks it out instead. It might have had a shot. Now up top, where Van Order sends it over on the wing. And here's Fisher backing down, sending it outside to Middleton. Middleton, baseline drive, kicks to the far corner. A three on the way by Herring is no good from the left-hander on the left wing. And the ball bounces off the rim and goes up over the top and belongs to Snider. 45 seconds into play, and it's a scoreless game, and Snider comes in the front court. Here's DeRosset. Outside baseline to Patterson. Up top, Wilson gives the extra pass to Fertil. He misses a three, and the rebound goes to Carroll's Fisher. He'll give in the backcourt to Sky Middleton. Middleton takes it to the right wing and hands it off. Herring cross-courts it. It goes to Lambert, or to Van Order. Van Order on the perimeter. He'll give it up to Fisher, all outside the arc. Herring in the corner, where it is Heffrill. Now down low. Fisher turns, flips it up underhanded with the left hand. He got under the block attempt but missed the shot. Rebound Snider, and going coast to coast, Wilson. And Wilson is rejected on the layup try. The ball goes to Carroll. We're still scoreless. We're almost 2 minutes in. Van Order, top of the key, to the foul line on the dribble. Picks it up, looks down low, bounces it baseline. The kick out by Middleton. Outside, Van Order gives right wing to Kieferl. Now baseline, Fisher. He's going to work low block. Finds a cutter in the lane. And it's a handback. Herring goes right back to Fisher. Now the ball bounces off Fisher's hands, and it goes to Snider. Lead pass, Pascal. Pascal goes up strong. Missed the layup. Got his own miss. Reverse layup. He missed another one. And this rebound goes to Carroll, and there's a lid on both baskets. We're still scoreless with 5:20 remaining in the opening quarter. Near the corner. Pass to the post. Again, Fisher's going to go to work. He'll kick it outside. The extra pass in the corner for a three. Bullseye. Counted for Sky Middleton from the left corner. And Carroll strikes first. They lead at 3-0. We go under 5 minutes left in our opening quarter. Fertil, Patterson, DeRosset in the corner to Wilson. He fires a triple. He nails it. Xavier Wilson's hitting 40% from long range. Had a quick up from the left corner to tie it up 3-3. Clock goes under 4:40 left, quarter number one. On the left wing, Kieferl round the perimeter through Herring to the right wing. Now Herring gives near the left corner. Here's a drive, Middleton. He stopped middle of the lane. Throws outside to Fisher. Fisher's going to drive on Wilson, and Wilson held him up, and that's a foul on Xavier Wilson of Snider. It's our first foul call of the game with 4:20 on the clock here in the first quarter. Carroll to inbound under the basket. They bounce it in. Kieferl, he backs down, spins. Good shot fake, got a man in the air, and then Kieferl banks it in from the left block. We've got 5-3. Carroll in front. Fertil has it left wing. Takes one dribble toward the middle of the court and skips it over the top of the defense to Wilson. He drives all the way to the basket, stumbles, but throws it up as he falls to the deck, and it banks in, and he'll have an and one opportunity. The foul is on Kieferl, his first, and to the line, Xavier Wilson to try to give Snider a lead. At the line this season, Wilson, 69% left-handed flip, and that's nothing but net for Xavier Wilson. And Snider's on top, 6-5. Carroll breaks the full court pressure. They've got numbers, but Snider gets back. Left wing, Kieferl. Up top, Middleton. Middleton cut off at the foul line. Outside to Van Order. He sends it left wing, where it's a baseline drive, and then a pass by Kieferl across the court, deflected away and out of bounds. Into the game, Jake Omar, a 6'1 junior for Carroll, will replace Austin Kieferl and make that Dom Kieferl. Here's Fisher. He got open and drives the baseline and scores on the layup. Carroll back on top, 7-6. Trell Hogue has checked in for Snider. DeRosset firing, right corner triple, no good. And the rebound to Fisher. Carroll with the basketball and a 7-6 lead. Just over 3 minutes left, first quarter. Omar to Middleton. Baseline Fisher. His 15-footers off the mark, and the rebound goes to Snider. Wilson, DeRosset back outside to Wilson. High right for Wilson, off a screen, brings it middle of the floor, now flips left wing to Hogue. Hogue hesitates, now drives, stops, spins, up and under, and it's a 3-second count. Little too much. Fake left, fake right for Hogue, and I think he had Pascal, who was camped out in the lane waiting for a rebound, but the shot never came. A 3-second violation, turns it over. Carroll gets the ball with the Chargers leading at 7-6. 2:40 remains, first quarter. Left wing to Van Order. He's double teamed. He's in trouble. The ball picked out of his hands by DeRosset. Now the Snider break. Wilson to the basket. Contact. He didn't get the shot to roll in, but he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Carroll foul, 22, Carter Middleton.
And the foul on Middleton. Carter Middleton, a 6'1 sophomore. Wilson to the line, and the first free throw is good. Wilson with 7 points here early. He's got all of the Snider points. Tied at 7. Snider leads. Wilson gets both free throws. It's Xavier Wilson 8, Carroll 7 with 2:28 to play in the quarter, and a foul in the backcourt called against Snider. The foul is on Xavier Wilson, and he just picked up his second. He's got all the points, but he also has all of Snider's fouls. That's 2 fouls on Xavier Wilson in the first 5 minutes and 32 seconds. He's got to sit down. He's replaced in the lineup by Jordan Woods. Up top, Van Order flips it. Middleton. Now to Omar. Ball around the perimeter. High left wing. Omar feeds the post to Fisher. Fisher spins into the middle of the lane. Good shot fake. Now he gets bumped as he tries to get a shot up. Pascal fouled him, and Fisher's going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws and a chance to flip the score once again. Pascal picks up his first foul, third on the team. 1:58 remaining in the first quarter. Snider leads at 8-7, and the first free throw by Fisher is good. He scores his third point, and it's a tie game at 8-8. Second one could give the Chargers the lead, and it's too strong. Rebound goes to Woods of Snider. Gives to Hogue. Hogue down the left sideline, front court, pulls up at the wing. Up top between the circles to Woods. to the right elbow. Now baseline to Jordan Davis. Middle of the lane, Pascal, one bounce, and as he goes up, he gets bumped, and they're going to call the foul before the shot. And they will call it on Brody Fisher. So Fisher picks up his first foul. He'll be replaced right away. There's the pass in, and Kieferl does a nice job to steal it. Now the break, transition. Lambert to the basket, score it. Lambert. 10-8, Carroll in front. Hogue firing long distance. Got it from up top. A good 3 feet behind the three-point line for Trell Hogue. And just like that, Snider in front, 11-10. And how about a three-point answer quickly at the other end by Ryder Van Order. Jack Van Order. I got to give up on these first names. Jack Van Order with the triple, and it's 13-11 Carroll. Now ball poked out of the hands of Chance DeRosset and out of bounds. Foul line extended far sideline. It stays Snider ball with Carroll leading at 13-11. Inbound to the backcourt. Hogue will chase it down near the foul line at the Carroll end. Trell Hogue across the center circle. Woods will turn and face at the arc. Drive down the right side of the lane. Dump it across the lane to Pascal. He goes up between two defenders and gets fouled. And Keytron Pascal will go to the line to shoot two for the Snider Panthers, with Snider down by a pair. 46.3 seconds remain opening quarter. Pascal on the first. It is short. No good. Pascal has hit 65% of his free throws this year. More substitutions. Fisher is right back in the game for Carroll. Also, Sky Middleton comes back on the floor for Chris Benedict's Carroll Chargers. Second free throw. That'll roll in for Pascal. And then he'll be replaced by Lane Patterson, who returns off of Snider's bench. 1 point game, 13-12. It's Carroll with the lead. Last 40 seconds of our first quarter. Into the front court, where Herring gives it up. Middleton sends it toward the corner to Fisher. It's picked out of his pocket. Here comes Snider. Hogue splits defenders on the drive, and he's fouled going through the lane. The foul is on Kieferl. It's Dom Kieferl with the foul, and it's his second for Carroll. So you've got Xavier Wilson with 2 fouls in the first quarter for Snider, and now Dom Kieferl picks up a couple of fouls in the opening quarter for the Carroll Chargers. And to the line, Trell Hogue, and the first one good. He's an 81% free throw shooter. Hogue averages 13 points a game. Looks for his 5th point. That one rattles out. No good. Still tied, 13 apiece. 21 seconds for Carroll to work with here at the end of the first quarter. Herring to Fisher, right wing. Fisher double team, gives it up top to Herring. He'll cross court it, high left, and then they find Fisher behind the defense under the basket. What a feed by Middleton to Fisher for the layup. Last 2 seconds, a three on the way, and it's an air ball from Shamar Reddick, and that will end the first quarter. The Carroll Chargers in front after our first 8 minutes, 15-13 over the Snider Panthers. It's the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Quick moving first quarter has Carroll leading it over Snider 15-13. Chargers start the second with the basketball. Middleton, top of the key. Goes on the wing, now on the dribble. It's Herring. He'll throw up top to Lambert. Right side, Middleton. He'll drive, and on his pass to the basket, he gets bumped, and that's a foul on Trell Hogue of Snider. First foul on Trell Hogue. First foul of the quarter. And so Carroll inbounds under the basket. He'll pull the trigger with the pass up top to Lambert. He'll give it off to Middleton. Middleton, left wing to Herring. Up top, Van Order gives it to Lambert. Lambert back to Van Order, left wing, working against Hogue. Drives into the lane and then sends it right wing to Herring into the corner to Lambert. Down low, Fisher. Fisher goes into a double team, and it's stripped out of his hands, and it goes off Fisher, out of bounds, and belongs to Snider. Panthers with a chance to tie or take the lead. About a minute into our second quarter. Hogue on a blow-by. Goes all the way down to the right block and gets a body bump from Lambert, and that's a foul on Carroll's Cole Lambert. 5'10" senior picks up his first foul. The first of the quarter called on Carroll. Inbound Snider. Hogue will throw it to Davis up near the center court line. Davis on the dribble, top of the key. Right wing pass to Patterson. Deflected and goes out of bounds as Van Order got a hand on it. Jack Van Order, Chargers guard. Now Snider, the inbound, still down by 2. 6:50 in the clock run, second quarter. Hogue to Reddick, right wing. Up top between the circles, Davis. Left wing, Hogue. He'll fire from 25 and hit a 3. His second of the game. And the Panthers back on top, 16-15. Chargers front court on the dribble. Van Order sends it on the wing to Fisher. He'll drive, he'll spin, he'll put it up and get fouled and be going to the line to shoot 2. Shamar Reddick picks up the foul for Snider. Well, correction. They called it on Jordan Davis. They pointed to Reddick but gave the foul to Jordan Davis. So it'll be 2 free throws coming for Brody Fisher, and he missed the first. Fisher with 5 points so far in the ball game, trying to tie it up on this second free throw with 6:19 to play in the first half. 16-15 Snider, and the free throw, good. We're tied up at 16-16, and off the Carroll bench, Mason Powell. And again, it's Lincoln Powell. Lincoln Powell into the game for Carroll. And Snider with the ball front court. Back on the court, Xavier Wilson with his 2 fouls. Gives to Trell Hogue, left wing. He'll drive. There's a collision, and they call the travel on Wilson. No foul called. Powell was trying to stay with him, and they kind of locked knees. And both players went down, and they call the travel on Hogue and give the ball to Carroll. Under 6 minutes left, second quarter, tied at 16. On the dribble perimeter, Lambert gives it to Fisher outside the arc. Back to Lambert. Now it's Van Order. Over on the right wing to Powell. Powell drives, kicks, left corner 3, and it's too strong by Lambert. And the rebound out of bounds. It belongs to Snider. .531 on the clock. We're in the second quarter, tied 16 apiece between Snider and Carroll. Here's Woods. Baseline it goes. Hard drive, Reddick. Missed the shot. Rebound tip goes to Carroll. Coming away with it is Powell. His outlet goes to Van Order. Van Order trouble with the dribble. The ball knocked away. Carroll in the backcourt, and they tried to throw it off Wilson, and he played an acrobat to avoid the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Carroll threw it into foul territory. And so it's going to be Snider inbounding it baseline under their own basket. Turnover for Carroll. Pascal near the right corner, back to the basket, faked the handoff, and then had the ball knocked out of his hands by Carroll. It goes out of bounds, and it stays Snider's possession. 5:06 to play, second quarter here at the Carroll Field House. Tied up 16 apiece. Inbound goes to Wilson. Wilson takes it center circle, starts the offense with a pass to the right wing to Hogue. Hogue cross courts it. Wilson has it left wing. Takes it top of the key. Now drives, spins, hangs in the air, and scores. What a move by Xavier Wilson. Wilson into double figures. He's got 10. And Snider on top, 18-16. Carroll front court. A drive, and what a layup. Use the body to protect as he flips it in. That is Lambert with the bucket. And now Snider gets in the front court, called for a travel. Snider gives it right back. A tie game, 18 apiece with 4:25 to play in the second quarter. Snider comes in with a 5-1 conference record. Carroll 2-2 in league play. On the perimeter, Fisher, Herring, right wing to Powell. Up top, Middleton kicks it out. Powell a three. Got it from the right wing. Lincoln Powell drills the triple that gives Carroll a 21-18 lead. Halfway through the second. Fertil up top to Wilson. Wilson steps up to the top of the key, shoots a three, no good. Pascal offensive rebound, and then he gets bumped into as he grabs the ball. And that's a foul called on number 4, Lincoln Powell. First foul on Powell. Second foul of the quarter on Carroll. So Snider inbounds. They go in the corner, and wide open Wilson. His three, no good. Fisher the rebound for the Chargers. Carroll leading at 21-18, 3:40, and the clock runs. Quarter number 2. On the dribble, Van Order throws near the right corner. Herring feeds the post. Fisher had it knocked away, and it goes to Trell Hogue of Snider. Here comes Hogue on the dribble. Stops at the arc. Throws up top to Rossett. To Fertil. Fertil outside to Rossett. The three on the way, and it almost banked in. But the ball comes off the iron to Carroll's Fisher. Chargers front court with a 21-18 lead. Here's a drive from the left corner by Lambert. He gets bumped, and that'll be a foul on Snider. They'll call it on Trell Hogue. Hogue picks up his second foul. Third on the team here in the quarter with 3:01 on the clock. 21-18. Carroll leads. Chargers inbound. Goes into Omar. Now up top, where Van Order sends it back to Omar. He fires a three, no good. Long rebound tipped out to midcourt, and it's chased down by Carroll. Front court now, Van Order has it. High right, throws toward the corner. Stepping up on the wing to make the catch was Middleton. Now it's Van Order. Comes off a Fisher screen. There's a switch. Pascal picks up Van Order. Van Order, a little turnaround from the right elbow. Missed it from 15 feet. DeRossett the rebound for Snider. Hogue, lead pass for Till, feeding the post. Pascal against Fisher. Gives a little elbow to create some space, and then missed the little teardrop in the middle of the lane. 21-18. Carroll still leads it. We tick down toward 2 minutes left in the first half. Herring up top to Van Order. Right side, Middleton to Omar. They'll feed the post, and they overshot Fisher. Tried to lob it to the post, and it went right over Fisher's outstretched arm and out of bounds. 2:01 to play before halftime. 21-18. It's Carroll with a 3-point lead. Snider the ball. Trell Hogue will bring the dribble slowly into the front court. Pascal, top of the key with his back to the basket. Turns, faces, now hands it to Hogue. Trell Hogue fires long range. Got another three. Third triple of the half for Trell Hogue. He's got 10, and it's tied up 21-21. Minute and a half to play before halftime. Lambert, left wing. Up top to Omar. Omar wants to drive, and he's held up. No, it's a palming the basketball called on Omar. Monzer Omar, a 6'3" senior forward, guilty of the turnover, and so Snider a chance to reclaim the lead. Minute 24 to play here in the second quarter, tied at 21. Hogue bounces it left wing to Pascal, who hands it off to Fertil. He'll take it between the rings, throw back on a set play to Hogue. His three left wing, an air ball, and it goes out of bounds baseline before DeRosset could save it, and belongs to Carroll. Back into the game for the Chargers. It is Jack Van Order. Minute 10, clock running. We're in the second quarter, tied at 21. Chargers with the ball. Center circle to Powell. Powell in the corner. Fisher fires three. It's too strong, and the rebound goes to Patterson of Snider. Snider with a chance to take the lead. Last 48 seconds of the half. Here's Hogue. Little crossover from the top of the key. Now he's backing down. Goes to the basket. And an offensive foul. They say Hogue got a little shoulder into Powell, and they call the offensive foul. And that is a big call because that is number 3 on Trell Hogue, and he picks it up on the offensive end. 42 seconds left in the half. Tied 21-21, and the Chargers get the ball. Slowly on the dribble, Middleton brings it front court. Now around the perimeter. Lambert looks, finally gives it off to Van Order. Or correction, it's Middleton. Middleton on the dribble around the arc. Now Lambert has it left wing. 17 seconds. They might let this run all the way out for the final shot here at the end of the first half. On the dribble, Powell. He's double teamed right wing. Bounces it off to Lambert. Lambert up top to Powell, and as he goes to drive with 2.5 seconds, he got kneed to the deck, and they'll call the foul on Snider. Chance DeRosset guilty of the foul, and that is the 5th here in the quarter against Snider, and it will put Powell to the line. Lincoln Powell, a 5'7" junior guard. Chance to break the tie, and the free throw good. He's got one more coming, and it's a 1-point lead for Carroll. Just 2.5 seconds left here in the first half. Second free throw's up, and good. Got them both, 23-21. Here's the inbound for Till, midcourt on the way, and he missed it. Banked it off the glass, no good. Well, Carroll trying to pull the upset here on their home floor. Get their biggest win of the year, and at halftime, they're taking care of business. They lead it over the Snider Panthers 23-21. Coming up at the half, we've got a chance to hear from the IHSAA Commissioner, Paul Neidig, with our Commissioner's Corner. And then we'll come back here to the Carroll Fieldhouse for a second half of basketball. You don't want to go anywhere. Snider with a 5-1 record, trying to keep pace at the top of the conference standings. And right now at the half, the Panthers trailing the Carroll Chargers 23-21. You're listening to the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Back at the Carroll Fieldhouse, just about set for our second half. At halftime, it is Carroll leading it over Snider 23-21. In the Summit Athletic Conference coming into tonight, 4 teams had just one conference loss. Southside and Snider had the best records. They're both 5-1. Wayne 4-1. Lures 3-1. Wayne and Lures playing tonight, but Snider in jeopardy of suffering their second loss, down by 2 as we start our second half here at the Fieldhouse. Snider has the ball. Pascal goes down low for Till. Muscles it up. He'll score and get fouled. Set play to start the second half, and a good one going to Braylon for Till. The linebacker, 6'2", 220-pounder, and he just muscled it up down in the low block, and he's going to have a chance to finish off a 3-point play and give Snider the lead, and he's got it. Just like that, 11 seconds into our second half, and Snider is on top, 24-23. Now the front court for the Chargers. Middleton to Kieferl. Over on the wing, it's man order, and then the pass up top, and there's a foul away from the ball. Fertil picks it up for the Snider Panthers. It's his first foul. So Carroll inbounds baseline under the basket. Carroll trails by a point. On the wing, driving on Pascal, it's Kieferl. Now it's outside where a 3 from the left wing launched and no good by Middleton, and the rebound goes to Snider. Panthers a 1-point lead, and DeRosset looks to make it 4, and his 3 is off. It goes up and over the backboard, and that's out of bounds and belongs to Carroll. 7:15 clock runs, third quarter, 24-23. A Snider lead by just a single point. Middleton to Kieferl. Kieferl sends it left wing. Herring in the corner to Middleton. They'll feed the post. This is Fisher working against Pascal. Goes up, goes under with the right hand and scoops it in off the window. Good spin move down low by Fisher. He's got 8 points, and once again, Carroll's in front, 25-24. Fertil on the perimeter between the rings. Sends it right side to Pascal. Hands to Wilson. Xavier Wilson, a kick to Fertil. Left corner 3. Too strong, and the air ball taken by Fisher of Carroll. The 6'6" big man hands it off in the backcourt to Middleton. Now Fisher left wing hands to Herring. Herring dribbles to the top of the key. Back to the left to Lambert. Lambert. Little shimmy shake. Can't get past his man. And it's actually Van Order giving it to Fisher. Now it's Van Order. These numbers very hard to see. They're silver numbers on white jerseys. Herring sends it on the wing, and here's a drive by Kieferl to the basket. And on the layup, he gets fouled. And it's going to be 2 free throws coming for Dom Kieferl. The foul is on Pascal of Snider. Picks up his second foul. It's also the second on the team here in the quarter. 2 minutes into our second half. And the first free throw is no good by Kieferl. Carroll still leads by a point, 25-24, trying to extend it to a 2-point advantage. The free throw up and good. Salvaged 1 of 2 on the trip for Dom Kieferl. And it's a 26-24 Carroll advantage. Here's Fertil. He'll drive, and he'll go right down the lane. No help defense, and the finger roll layup good by Fertil. Tied at 26. Backcourt foul on the reach-in by Lane Patterson of Snider.
Snider foul, number 5, Lane Patterson.
Patterson's first personal foul, third on the team here in the quarter. Tied up 26 apiece with 5:45 to play in the third. Carroll will inbound, and they'll throw into the backcourt. On the dribble, Middleton, and DeRosset, a blocking foul on full court pressure against Middleton. Fouls are adding up here in the quarter. That's 4 now against Snider, which means Carroll will go to the line for the rest of the quarter on any Snider foul. Inbound. Backcourt to Middleton. He's picked up by Wilson. Wilson had 2 fouls in the first quarter, still 2 fouls. Trell Hogue is the story for Snider. He's got 3 fouls. Kieferl, Fisher, top of the key, throws near the right corner. Van Order dribbles up the sideline to get out of trouble. Now spins back, stops baseline, pops from 16 feet, and it's good. And a 4-point lead now for Carroll. Or correction, 2-point lead, 28-26. Hogue launches a long 3, and he missed it, and they're going to call Hogue for a flop. Hogue flopped down after he shot. The run out by Kieferl, and they call a flop warning on Trell Hogue of Snider. So a 2-point lead for Carroll. 5 minutes left, third quarter. And the Chargers bring it across the timeline. Kieferl up top where Herring is pinned. He finds Fisher, left corner on the skip pass. 3, no good. Kieferl offensive rebound. Missed it once, got it back, and makes it the second time. Kieferl doing some big man work down low. 30-26, 4-point advantage for the Chargers here on their home floor. Wilson, left wing. Goes baseline up top. It goes to Patterson. Patterson pulls up just inside the top of the key. 17-footers off, and Kieferl a rebound for Carroll. 4.5 minutes remain, third quarter, a 4-point lead. Here's Herring, right corner, all the way up top to Van Order. Van Order dribbles, center circle. Throws left wing, Middleton. Shot fake and a drive. Middleton all the way to the basket. Missed the layup, and a tip out by Herring goes to Kieferl. He takes it to the bucket, gives a shot fake to get a man in the air, and then lays it in. And the Carroll Chargers have taken a 6-point lead, and a timeout is called by Snider. 32-26, Carroll leading it over the Snider Panthers. 4:02 remains in our third quarter. It's high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Conference, of course, the girls basketball season winding down. Boys basketball with a logjam at the top of the league standings. And we'll have it all covered for you on the Parkview Sports Medicine post-game show live at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut coming up right after the game. 32-26, the Chargers have extended what was a 2-point lead at halftime to 6 points halfway through the third quarter, and now Snider brings it front court. Wilson, high left. Center circle to Trell Hogue. Hogue back on the high left to Wilson, back to Hogue. Now Wilson sets up near the left corner, a 3. Rims out. Good box out by Carroll. And it's Kieferl who pulls away the rebound. Chargers front court. Van Order from the left wing. Drives middle of the lane and had it poked away, and Wilson comes away with it. Wilson with the Euro. Went with the left-handed layup. Missed it. But on the rebound, Carroll stepped out of bounds. And the ball belongs to Snider under their basket. Still 32-26. 3:23 to play in the third. Inbound Pascal, baseline left. Hands in the corner to Hogue. He'll take it up to the wing. Now Hogue lobs to Pascal, working in the low block. Outside to Hogue. Hogue middle of the lane. Stops, pops, and hits. Trell Hogue from about 10 feet straight out front. Hogue now with a dozen points, and the lead cut to 4. 32-28. Carroll front court. Van Order in the corner to Kieferl. He's guarded by Woods. Kieferl up top. Rotated to the left wing. Now a little crossover. Stopped at the top of the key. Van Order gives it left wing Kieferl. He fires a 3 and rattles it home. Dom Kieferl from distance, and a 7-point lead. The biggest of the game for the Carroll Chargers. 35-28. Hogue, they clear out the right side for Hogue, but he couldn't get past his man. Good defense by Middleton of Carroll. Now it's Wilson. He'll drive from the left wing to the basket, hang in the air, score it off the window, and get fouled. Xavier Wilson, the 6'4 senior, scores the bucket and he'll go to the free throw line with a chance to make it a 3-point play. He's got a dozen in the game, looks for his 13th point and try to cut the Carroll lead down to 4. Left-hander flips it and got it. 35-31. 2:16 remaining, third quarter at the Carroll Fieldhouse. Chargers leading it over Snider. Against full court pressure, Lambert gets it in the front court to Kieferl. Back to Lambert. Back to Kieferl. Left corner. Didn't shoot it. Had a chance. Now Lambert had his pass deflected right to Kieferl. Chargers with the ball. Lambert up top, center circle to Middleton. Middleton being chased on a double. And Chris Benedict not happy with the way the Chargers are handling the basketball on this possession, so he will take a timeout from the Carroll Chargers bench. It comes with 1:52 on the clock here in the third quarter. Carroll 35, Snider 31. You're listening to the Parkview Sports Medicine High School Basketball Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Snider comes into tonight with a 7-game winning streak, and they've won 6 of those 7 by 10 points or more. And they are in jeopardy of losing for the second time in conference play. 35-31 Carroll. Last 2 minutes of our third quarter. Carroll with the ball. They work around the perimeter. Kieferl will feed the post, go to Fisher. And Trell Hogue just picked up his 4th foul. Hogue trying to guard the 6'6 post, and Trell Hogue goes to the bench with 1:36 remaining in the third quarter with 4 fouls. He's also got a dozen points for the Snider Panthers. To the free throw line, shooting 2 is Brody Fisher, and free throw number 1, nothing but net for the 6'6 senior big man. Averages 12 points per game. 36-31. One more free throw coming, and that's too strong. Offensive rebound, though, Kieferl to Fisher driving down the lane, and as he goes up, he gets fouled by Patterson, and Fisher, who just got a couple of warm-ups, is going back to the line to shoot 2. Looking to extend a 5-point Carroll lead. 1:33 to play in the third quarter. 36-31. Fisher looks for double figures, 9 points in the game, and the first free throw is good. 37-31, that's 10 for Fisher. He joins Dom Kieferl in double figures for Carroll, both with 10 points. This could give him team high if he can make the second, and it's good. 11 for Fisher, and a 7-point Carroll Chargers lead, 38-31. It matches their biggest of the game. Now a drive. Woods, a turnaround baseline from 12 feet, good for Jordan Woods. And it's 38-33. Clock goes under 1:15. Lambert in the middle of the zone. It's Kieferl outside. Lambert fires, or Middleton fires, missed the 3, and on the rebound, a foul called on Carroll. Kieferl picks up the foul for Carroll. It's only their third of the quarter with 1:05 on the clock. Coming in for Carroll, back off the bench, it's Jack Van Order, starting guard, replacing Kieferl. 38-33. We go under a minute left, third quarter. Wilson. Pascal right back to Wilson, high right. Wilson. Little crossover, step back, 3 on the way. It's too strong. Rebound, DeRossett of Snider. Feeds down low. Got it to Patterson. Patterson goes up, getting contact. He missed the shot, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Carroll foul is on Fisher. And Lane Patterson, a 60% free throw shooter. He's 6 for 10 on the year. Steps to the line to shoot a pair for the Snider Panthers, who trail at 38-33. Looks for his first point in the game, and he is still scoreless after the first free throw. It hits off the back rim. 5-point Carroll lead with 43.9 seconds remaining in our third quarter. Second free throw on the way, and no good. And we got an offensive rebound, but a whistle. What are they calling? A lane violation is called on Carroll. Well, they're going to have to explain this one, because instead of giving him a free throw, they're saying that the ball's out of bounds to Snider. Are we shooting a free throw after the lane violation? It looked like they called the lane violation. But they're saying Snider's inbounding. Well, that'd be a big advantage to Snider. With 43.9 seconds left in the third quarter, it's a 5-point Carroll Chargers lead. Patterson missed that second free throw. Snider got the offensive board, but they blew the play dead and said it was a lane violation. And now I think the officials have figured out the correct path here, and they're going to give Patterson one more chance at the free throw line. So Lane Patterson, who just missed twice but got bailed out on the second on a lane violation against Carroll, is going to have one more try at the free throw line. He flips it and got it. That was a swish for Patterson. 38-34, and it's the first point of the game for Patterson. Against the full court press, pass down the sideline, tipped away and out of bounds off DeRosset of Snider. Snider has so much length. You got Jordan Woods at 6'6", Wilson at 6'4", DeRosset at 6'5", and Carroll breaks it. They're in the front court. Middleton up top to Van Order, back to Middleton. Middleton takes it high middle, throws to the left to Herring. Popping outside the arc, Fisher. Fisher back to the basket, top of the key, wants to give it to a guard. Finally, Middleton comes and takes it. 15 seconds. Carroll's going to play this down, I believe. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Fisher. Pascal got right up in his grill. Fisher really had nowhere to move, and they called an offensive foul. I think Chris Benedict has a pretty good argument here. Pascal basically violated the space of Fisher. But it's a foul on Brody Fisher, and he has to sit down. Snider with 9 seconds. Here's Wilson, a drive. He'll throw it up on the run. He got the bucket with the left hand and the arm. It'll be a chance at a three-point play for Xavier Wilson. A 5-point run for the Snider Panthers, and Wilson to the line could make it 6 and draw his team within a point with 5.4 seconds. It's good. Here's the inbound. Omar in the backcourt. Lambert, 3 seconds. Front court. It's Van Order, his three. Got it at the horn, and it's a three-pointer for Jack Van Order. What a shot. 28 feet out on the left wing for Jack Van Order, and the Chargers lead it 41-37 as we head to the fourth quarter next. It's high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 41-37, Carroll leads it over Snider. We start the fourth with Carroll against some tight pressure by the Snider defense. Here's Middleton, baseline, open shooter for three, got it! Van Order again, his back-to-back triples has opened up the lead to 7, 44-37. Now Wilson, the drive, and as he goes up on the run, he'll get fouled. And I think they may call this on Fisher, and it could be his fourth. Nope, they called the foul on Middleton. Carter Middleton, that's his second. Xavier Wilson to the line to shoot 2. Snider is down 7 with 7:28 to play, and the first free throw for Xavier Wilson is good. 17 in the game for Xavier Wilson. Averages about 14 a game. The left-hander to make it 5. It's good. 44-39. Chargers the lead, and now the full court trapping press. Herring backcourt for Carroll. Gets the pass into the front court. Kieferl now down low. Fisher. Fisher in the paint is getting bumped, and they'll call Pascal for the foul. Ketron Tank Pascal, 6'5" junior for the Panthers, picks up his 3rd foul. First of the quarter, and now the inbound. Oh, they got a nice play to Fisher, and Fisher lays it in. Set a screen and then rolled right into the middle of the lane and got the layup. 46-39, and then Pascal goes down low, puts the shoulder into Fisher, and they call the offensive foul on Ketron Pascal. And now that's his 4th. He'll sit down. Trell Hogue will come in. He's got 4 fouls. Snider down by 7, 46-39. And Carroll breaks pressure. Kieferl, left wing, sends it up the sideline to Middleton. Now Herring, he waves away one of the teammates. Now it's on the left wing to Middleton. Middleton will take the dribble between the circles. Now pick up the bounce, find Fisher, middle of the lane. Fisher dribbles down the right side of the lane, goes under with a reverse layup and scores. Fisher with 15 points and a 9-point Carroll Chargers lead, their biggest of the game. And that brings a timeout from the Snider bench. With 6:41 to play, Carroll 48, Snider 39. We've got an upset brewing here at the Carroll Fieldhouse. This is high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. The Snider Panthers on a 7-game winning streak, 10-5 record, 5-1 in league play. They find themselves down by 9 with 6:41 left to the Carroll Chargers, who've lost 3 straight games, are 7-8 on the season and 2-2 in the Summit Athletic Conference. But Carroll leads at 48-39. Out of the timeout, Snider with the ball in the backcourt. Xavier Wilson brings it front court. Outside the top of the key to Jordan Woods. Woods clear out the middle. Woods drives. He floats, and he puts it in over the front rim. Good drive by Woods. Gets his first points. And the lead cut to 7, 48-41. Now Carroll almost lost the ball, and it is poked away by Snider and out of bounds. Carroll gets a break. They mishandled it, but Snider got a hand on it. Carroll inbounds. They'll throw to the backcourt to Middleton. 6:10 left. Corner to Van Order. His 2 triples, the difference in the game. 1 to end the 3rd quarter and 1 to start the 4th. Kieferl, top of the key, bounces it down low. Right block, Fisher, turns, faces, 10-footer, good! Without Pascal in the game, it's an easier shot for Fisher. 50-41. Now a drive and a scoop by Wilson. It's no good. It comes off the back rim, and the rebound to Carroll. They lead by 9. They've got the ball with 5:35 left. Herring cross courts it, where it's Middleton giving it baseline to Kieferl. Kieferl is trapped baseline, then throws it away. Woods the steal. Wilson, Woods. Oh, nice pass to DeRosset. What a 3-on-2 by Snider. And DeRosset the layup. 50-43. That is a huge turnaround on the steal and the transition bucket for the Panthers. We've got 5 minutes left. Chargers the ball up by 7. Baseline Kieferl. Up top, it is Van Order. Van Order will feed Fisher. Fisher guarded by Patterson. Fisher goes to work. He's double teamed. Outside, Van Order's 3. Got it! 3 triples! Van Order! And it's a 10-point lead, the biggest of the game. DeRosset looks to answer. His 3 from the right wing, no good. Rebound to Snider, and Hogue has it. Hogue, a fadeaway from the left elbow. It's no good. Woods, offensive rebound, finds Wilson. Wilson under the basket, missed the layup, but he got fouled. And correction, it's Patterson who was under the basket. So it's Patterson that's going to shoot free throws. He had an 0 for 2 trip, but then had a lane violation, so he got a 3rd try and made his 3rd attempt, his last time there. Down by 10 with 4:25 to play, and the free throw rolls in. Got every part of the iron before dropping through for Lane Patterson. He's now 8 for 13 on the season at the free throw line. Patterson with 2 points in the game, 53-44. One more free throw on its way. Swish. 53-45. Carroll just has to take care of the basketball now. In the backcourt, Herring throws front court. Gets it to Van Order. Van Order pulls up, right elbow jumper. Got it! Van Order feeling it for the Carroll Chargers. They're back up 10, 55-45, and then a steal. All the way to the basket. Layup by Powell. He got the steal. He got the layup, and the Chargers are up 12 halfway through the 4th quarter. Here goes Hogue, and as he drives, he's getting bumped by Van Order, and that'll be a foul on Carroll's Jack Van Order. And it's going to be the 3rd on the team, so an out of bounds under the basket for Snider. Into the game, Monzer Omar, 6'3" senior, comes in for defensive purposes. Inbound Wilson. Wilson's pass deflected and stolen. Fisher comes away with it for Carroll. Chargers leading at 57-45 with 3:45 left. On the dribble, Powell gives it perimeter to Van Order. He's the hero right now if Carroll can pull this upset. Here's Omar outside to Van Order. Has it from the wing. Steps back between the circles and throws right wing to Omar. He's going to drive baseline against DeRosset under the basket all the way out to the other side. Up top to Middleton. We got 3:20 and the clock keeps running. They'll feed the post. Fisher. A cut down the lane and nobody stayed with Van Order. He lays it in. Almost looked like Snider's quit. 59-45 with 3:05 left. You got Patterson on the arc. Hogue, a long 3. Got it from the left wing. Trell Hogue from downtown. 15 points for Hogue. And with 2:56 left, it's 59-48. And a timeout is called. Well, coming up after the game, we're going to recap this one. We'll also give you scores from area games, including the big one between Wayne and Lures tonight. That's a couple of the other teams with just one conference loss. Snider in jeopardy of losing for the 2nd time. The dust could settle tonight. We might have one team all alone on top of the Summit Athletic Conference. Well, the girls basketball tournament gets started next week, tomorrow here at Carroll. Boy, I tell you, they like punishment. They've got a home game tonight, basketball. Then starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow's sectional wrestling. And tomorrow night, they've got another basketball game. Here's the inbound against full court pressure. It's thrown away, but it rolls into the front court, and Omar chases it down for Carroll. Now Middleton, cross-court pass to Van Order. Van Order just absolutely on fire with 20 points for the Chargers. Omar, high left. 2.5 minutes left. Omar. And Chris Benedict has to take a timeout because Monzer Omar was double teamed and was having trouble finding a teammate to pass the ball to. So a timeout called by Carroll. 2:27 left. Here at the Carroll Fieldhouse, the Carroll Chargers trying to pull perhaps the biggest upset of the season in the Summit Athletic Conference. 59-48, an 11-point lead for Carroll. And what a night it has been for Jack Van Order. The 6'1 junior averages 12 points per game. He's got 20. Hit a 3 that really set the tone. I think it kind of broke the motivation for Snider a little bit. It was a huge 3 after Snider climbed back to within 1. Van Order hit a 3 right at the horn to end the third quarter, and that gave Carroll a 4-point lead to head to the fourth, and then Van Order started the fourth quarter with another triple, and it was a 7-point Carroll lead, and they have just held on and even extended it since then. Inbound goes into the backcourt to Van Order. Van Order hands it to Powell. They're just passing the ball, playing keep away, and the pass goes to Powell, and there's a foul. A reach-in called on Lane Patterson of Snider. It's a foul to give. It's only the third foul on the Panthers here in the fourth quarter. So they've got one more foul to give with 2:18 left. Inbound, Middleton lobs it over the defense, where Van Order has it on the right wing, and he's fouled, and so that's the fourth foul on Snider. And from here on out, it's going to be free throws for the Carroll Chargers. 2:13 on the clock, 59-48. Carroll leading it by 11, and they'll inbound. Into the backcourt to Van Order, and they call him for an over and back. Now that's an interesting call because he caught the ball in the air and landed in the backcourt. And the other officials saw it. I think they got it right. If he'd have caught it with his feet on the ground in the front court, but he went from the front court, jumped in the air, made the catch, and came down in the backcourt. And they give the ball back to Carroll. Now Omar double teamed, and they're going to steal it away from him, and Omar fouls. He saved a layup, but it's going to, well, it's not even free throws. It's out of bounds. So a good foul for Monzer Omar after giving up the ball on the turnover. Back into the game for Carroll, Dom Heffrel. Inbound underneath the basket. Hogue in the corner to Wilson. 3-ball, got it. Xavier Wilson with 21. And now a pass across the court deflected by Patterson. And he high jumps the scorer's table trying to save it. 59-51. We've got 1:57 left. Inbound into the corner, double team on Van Order, and he tried to throw it off the Panthers and missed, and now a foul in the backcourt, and it's going to be free throws with the clock stopped at 1:52 left. 59-51, 2 free throws. It'll be Lane Patterson of Snider that will go to the free throw line. Patterson, a 6'2 senior, goes to the line with 3 points. He's 3 for 4 at the free throw line, shooting 2. And the first one is no good, too strong. Score remains 59-51. Carroll up by 8. Patterson trying to make it 7. Needs to hit the second free throw. The right-hander with a couple of bounces, the flip, and good. 59-52. Now that allows Snider to pick up the full court pressure. They go man-to-man trap. Ball goes into the inbound in the corner, and trapped is Powell, and he traveled. He traveled trying to shuffle the feet to get space. And now a reaction from the Snider faithful. They want a technical foul called. What do we have? Timeout Carroll. Did they take the timeout before the turnover? They're not saying who's going to have the ball, and it may have been when Powell got trapped in the backcourt that Chris Benedict got a timeout call before the travel call. But again, the officials haven't signaled who's going to get the ball. All they signaled was there is a timeout that's been called, and it is going to be Carroll that gets the ball. What a break for the Chargers. Minute 47 to play, 59-52. And now Carroll to inbound backcourt. Pass deflected. It goes to Carroll, but there's a collision. Once the pass was deflected, it was two players hustling to try to get to it. And it looked like Snider bumped into the Carroll Charger, and it's going to be free throws. And let's see. .57 junior, who will go to the free throw line to shoot two. Carroll is up 7 with 1:46 to play, and Powell at the line. The first one is good. 60-52. Looking to make it a 9-point Carroll lead. Powell flips it and got it. Made both free throws. 61-52, last minute 45. Here's Wilson. Wilson lost the dribble. Ball on the deck, and jumping on it is Lane Patterson. And then quickly, Joshua Conan calls a timeout from the Snider bench. So there is a timeout called with a minute 40 remaining.
30-second timeout, Snider.
So the timeout is going to be a 30. And it will be Snider that gets the ball. It was a scrum on the court. Patterson was able to get enough control that Raikkonen jumped up and called the timeout, and it was granted. And so Snider sets up a play. They need some threes and some luck. A 9-point Carroll lead with a minute 40 left. Inbound goes to Woods. Woods is fouled on the inbound from behind by Jack Van Order. And so it's free throws for Jordan Woods, 10 of 17 on the year at the free throw line. The 6'6 senior can cut into this 9-point Carroll lead without the clock running. Minute 39 to play. And free throw number one, nothing but net for Woods. Woods averages 6.8 points per game. That was his 5th point. Looks for his 6th. Tries to cut the margin down to 7. It's on its way, and good. Got them both. 61-54. Now the full court press is set up after the made free throw. The inbound will go to Van Order. He's going to be doubled on the sideline, and a travel called. Very similar to the situation earlier with Powell. They throw the inbound near the sideline, and Snider pounces on it with a double team. Another turnover, and Snider will inbound. Wilson underneath, no one guarding Woods, and he'll slam it home. A breakdown on the defense gives Woods a slam dunk, 61-56. Now the full court press. Snider gets a hand on the ball and a tie-up. And the arrow is pointing to Snider. Minute 24 on the clock, 61-56. And now the pressure mounts for the Carroll Chargers as Snider has picked it up a notch defensively. There's a timeout called on the floor. And Snider will set up a play out of this out of bounds. Plenty of time left for the Snider Panthers. The team that knows how to win. They've won 7 straight. They've got a 10-5 overall record, 5-1 in the league. Meanwhile, for Carroll, 7-8 on the season, 2-2 in the conference, trying to pull a monster upset here. But Snider has chipped away what's been a double-digit lead. Most of the quarter for Carroll is down to 5. Hogue gives it off to Wilson. Spins, drives, hangs, and puts it in from the left block off the window. A one-possession game, 61-58 on the inbound against full court pressure. A foul in the backcourt on Snider. And they foul Lincoln Powell, who just calmly sank 2 free throws a moment ago. Powell, a 5'7" junior. On the season, just a 67% free throw shooter, but he was money just a second ago. Never touched iron on his 2 free throws. But the free throws getting bigger every time you step to the line. Minute 10 left, 3-point lead. And Carroll's Lincoln Powell shoots the first of 2, and it is good. A lot of rim that time, but it fell through for Powell. Powell's into double figures. He's got 10 points. 62-58, 2-possession lead. Second one, nothing but net for Powell. 63-58. And Fisher comes in off the Carroll bench. Brody Fisher with 17 points, but he's got 4 fouls. Now the front court. Here's Wilson. Wilson between the rings. DeRossit's open. Right wing 3. Halfway down, came out. Fisher pulls away the rebound, goes to the deck, and they call him for a travel. Fisher thought he got bumped. When he grabbed the rebound, he went down, got rid of the ball just as he hit the floor. But they call him for a travel, and Snider will inbound. 55.8 seconds. 5-point game. Wilson from the center circle. Hogue back to Wilson. Wilson, he drives. He throws it up on the run. It's no good. Fisher does get the rebound this time and gets fouled by Snider with 44.8 seconds. 63-58. And Brody Fisher with 17 points in the game. A 67% free throw shooter, shooting 2 for Carroll. And the first one is good. 64-58. You take a little of the pressure off now that there's 2 free throws every trip. No more 1-and-1s. Second free throw. And that's off the rim. 6-point game, last 44 seconds. Here's Wilson. Top of the key. DeRossit, right wing 3, way short. It's an air ball. Grabbed underneath by Carroll, and a foul in the backcourt. They foul Middleton. The foul on Lane Patterson. And Patterson is just fouled out of the game on his 5th foul. And it's going to put Carter Middleton to the free throw line, and he is an 87% free throw shooter. He steps to the stripe with a 6-point Carroll lead and 33.6 seconds on the clock. Our Pizza Hut post-game show live from the Pine Valley Pizza Hut, presented by Parkview Sports Medicine, coming up in just minutes. And what do we have? They just called a technical foul. And now Josh Raikkonen stripped off the jacket. He's not happy. They called a technical foul on the Snider bench. I did not see anything that warranted a technical, especially given the circumstances right here. It's high emotion. Nobody was showing up an official. Nobody was yelling at an official. But they called the technical, and now at the line, Middleton good on the first. 65-58. Carroll can almost put the game away now at the free throw line. Middleton makes the second. 66-58. He's still got two more coming. And then Carroll will get the ball. And rolled it in. Got the front rim and a kind roll. 67-58. He can make it a 10-point Carroll lead with 33.6 seconds. And now Trell Hogue is kind of mocking the officials because what they called was Patterson, I think, pulling his jersey out. And now Hogue is standing in midcourt, and he's pulled the shorts down to expose what's underneath, and the officials told him stop it. And the free throw good. It's now 67, or missed the free throw, 67-58. 33.6 seconds. I was watching the antics going on with Snider, and a travel called. Middleton cut into the lane and traveled with the basketball. So Carroll turns it over, but they're still up 9 with 30.5 seconds. Now Snider with Wilson front court. Goes to Hogue, right wing three. Bullseye for Trell Hogue. And a quick timeout. Now I know they don't have a review, but that clock burned off an extra second and a half, I can tell you that. He hit that with about 24 plus seconds, and it's 22.9 on the clock. 67-61. Hogue with 18 in the game for Snider. Well, it's full time out. We'll take a break. You're listening to high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Carroll breaks the pressure, and in that they find a man under the basket. Lambert, who lays it in. 69-61. Now last 4 seconds. Hogue will drive. He'll lay it in, but that's going to be it. And the upset complete. The Carroll Chargers have knocked off the Snider Panthers, ending the Panthers' 7-game winning streak and handing Snider their second conference loss. The final score here at the Fieldhouse: Carroll 69 and Snider 63. Well, the team's shaking hands right now, but a big win for the Carroll Chargers. They improved to 8-8 on the year. They are now 3-2 in the league. And depending on results tonight, mathematically, they're still in it. Snider falls to 5-2 in the league. 10-6 overall. 69-63 is the final. And what's ironic is 69 was the winning score for both games here at Carroll. Snider girls beat the Carroll Chargers 69-42. And now the boys final 69-63. Well, we will take a break. We're going to come back and wrap it up here at the Carroll Fieldhouse. We still have the Parkview Sports Medicine post-game show live at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut coming up. This is high school basketball presented by Parkview Sports Medicine on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.